Hello everyone. The heartbreaking stories we mentioned today are a pressing issue that needs the attention of parents, schools, and students alike. In recent years, bullying has become a hot topic in society, particularly in school environments. Tragic cases like those of Phoebe Prince, 2010, Kenneth Weisoon, US 2012, and Jessica Laney, USA 2012, highlight how they couldn't overcome the barriers of public opinion, losing themselves in the naive thoughts of their youth. With futures still unfolding and dreams yet to be realized, all the beautiful things in life were waiting for them. Sadly, those bright futures came to an abrupt halt at such a tender age. Was it their fault, or was it the mocking words from their peers? The indifference of teachers and parents? Perhaps it was all of that. These incidents not only caused shockwaves, but also sounded an alarm for the entire community. The case of Phoebe Prince. Phoebe Prince was a 15-year-old girl living in Massachusetts, USA. She was attractive, intelligent, and a diligent student. Phoebe's family was loving and supportive, always encouraging her to pursue her dreams and be true to herself. However, everything began to change when Phoebe entered a new school year. After becoming romantically involved with a boy, she became the target of bullying. Phoebe was not only taunted directly at school, but also became a victim of online harassment. Her private photos were leaked, and hurtful comments such as, "She's just a slut," were sent repeatedly. The pressure from being ostracized by her peers, coupled with feelings of shame and low self-esteem, gradually made Phoebe feel completely isolated. At school, she dared not participate in any activities, sitting alone on a bench and silently watching her classmates play and have fun. At home, although her family always encouraged her and tried to listen, Phoebe felt unable to share the pain she was experiencing. It seemed as though no one could understand her, leaving her feeling lonely even in her own home. Gradually, her mood worsened. Phoebe once hoped the bullies would stop, but that never happened. Ultimately, unable to endure the taunts, isolation, and feelings of despair, Phoebe decided to end her life. She left behind a letter that expressed her pain and a message for those still living. Phoebe's suicide sent shockwaves through public opinion and sparked passionate discussions about the issue of bullying in schools. Phoebe Prince's letter. Dear everyone, by the time you read this letter, I may no longer be here. I write these words in the hope that those who read them will understand what I have gone through. For a long time I have felt as if I am living in an unending nightmare. Do you know what it feels like to be so lonely? The feeling of standing in a crowd, yet feeling completely isolated? That is the feeling I have faced every day. The teasing, the disdainful glances, and the isolation from those I once considered friends have slowly killed my spirit. I have tried my best to get through it, but none of you understand the pain I am enduring. I once thought someone would help me, but in the end, everything only got worse. I no longer have the strength to fight the storms within me. Perhaps I am not the first to endure such bullying, but I hope I will not be the last. Look, the pain I have gone through is not something anyone should have to live with. I wish you could see me as more than just a target for ridicule, but as a person, a girl with dreams and aspirations. Please remember that words hold great power. A single word can hurt or save a person. Use your words to uplift each other, rather than bringing each other down. Don't let me become just another name on the list of bullying victims. Stand up and speak out when you see someone being treated unfairly. Don't let my pain become silence. I love my family, and I am sorry for not being able to continue this life. They have done everything to help me, but I feel too exhausted. Please understand that this is not their fault, but a world in which we live, where kindness is sometimes overshadowed by cruelty. In the end, I hope everyone learns from what I have been through. Don't let my pain repeat itself with others. Goodbye, Phoebe. This letter carries the weight of Phoebe's pain and emotions, while conveying powerful messages about caring and love between people. When we hear this letter, We feel a deep sorrow for what she went through and the struggles she faced alone against the harshness of life. The alienation and suffering that young students must endure as victims of bullying are heart-wrenching. Perhaps each of us carries a part of the blame in these heartbreaking events. The case of Kenneth Weishuhn. Kenneth Weishuhn was a 14-year-old boy living in Iowa, USA. He grew up in a normal family where his parents always provided him with love, support, and positive values. They taught Kenneth about self-respect and caring for others. However, when Kenneth decided to come out, his life began to unravel. Kenneth lived with his parents and an older sister. The family always tried to create a safe and loving environment for him. Kenneth often participated in family activities, from outings to movie nights at home. The support and love from his family gave him a strong foundation during his early years. But his decision to come out brought unimaginable challenges. After coming out, Kenneth became the target of bullying from his peers. The mocking, teasing, and threats from classmates made him feel lonely and isolated. Every day at school became a difficult challenge as he faced disdainful looks and exclusion from group activities. Former friends suddenly turned into bullies, making Kenneth feel like an outsider. Kenneth often had to hear phrases like, "You don't deserve to live," and "You're a freak," words that penetrated his mind and created deep emotional scars. Although he knew his family always supported him, the pressure from the outside world made him feel unable to open up to anyone. He even expressed that he had no one to share this pain with. The loneliness and despair gradually consumed Kenneth's mind. He began to distance himself from old friends and avoid school activities, living in anxiety and fear. Kenneth felt trapped in a nightmare with no way out. Tragically, the worst event occurred. After months of enduring pressure and isolation, Kenneth felt he no longer had the strength to continue living. He silently suffered his pain, without seeking help from others. Ultimately, in a moment of desperation, Kenneth decided to end his life, leaving behind immense grief for his family and friends. Kenneth's suicide sent shockwaves through the community, prompting people to pay attention to the issues of bullying and the mental health of adolescents, especially those within the LGBTQ+ community. Kenneth's family spoke out, sharing his story in the hope that no one else would have to endure what Kenneth did. They called on everyone to take action to prevent bullying and encouraged those who are struggling to seek help. Everyone has the right to equality, the right to live, and the freedom to choose their own preferences. No one has the right to impose their own negative beliefs on the lives and actions of others. Let them have the freedom to choose their own lives. The case of Jessica Laney. Jessica Laney was a 15-year-old girl living in Florida, USA. Since her early high school years, Jessica had always been a cheerful, friendly, and sociable girl. She had a close group of friends, participated in extracurricular activities, and often took the lead in class projects. However, when negative rumors began to spread, Jessica's life quickly changed. Jessica grew up in a loving and caring family. Her parents always supported her in her studies as well as her personal interests. They educated Jessica about the values of respect and kindness. Despite living in a positive family environment, Jessica still faced many pressures in her personal life. In addition to her studies, Jessica struggled with some difficulties in her friendships and personal emotions. She often felt that she was not good enough compared to her classmates and felt pressured to be perfect in every area. As she began to notice negative changes in her relationships with friends, Jessica felt increasing loneliness and anxiety. As Jessica entered her sophomore year of high school, rumors about her started circulating on social media. Some classmates began to mock and ridicule her, not only for her personal issues, but also for her appearance and clothing style. Posts that mocked and belittled her frequently appeared on Facebook and Instagram, making Jessica feel isolated. The sense of rejection and disdain grew stronger when those she once considered friends turned into bullies. Jessica tried to distance herself from social media, but the online bullying continued relentlessly, and she felt trapped in this mental crisis. The stress from being bullied on social media severely impacted Jessica's mental health. She frequently felt anxious, depressed, and insecure. Despite receiving support from her family, Jessica struggled to find comfort and peace within herself. She felt unable to share her pain with anyone and gradually descended into despair. Jessica often faced negative thoughts and a sense of hopelessness about the future. She began to neglect her studies, distance herself from friends, and frequently felt alone in her own world. Finally, she made a heartbreaking decision. In March 2012, after enduring for a long time, Jessica decided to end her life. This act shocked not only her family, but also the entire school community. She left a letter expressing the pain she had endured and wishing for others to understand the serious consequences that bullying could cause. Jessica Laney's letter. Dear loved ones, I don't know where to start, but I want to write these lines to share with everyone what I have been through. This may be the first and last time I can express these things. I am not a weak person, but life has become a battle I can't win. Over the past months, I have endured so much ridicule and bullying from those I once considered friends. They don't realize that their words cut into my heart like knives. I feel isolated, as if no one understands me anymore. There are days when I feel I can't get out of bed, can't face the outside world. I've tried to seek comfort from my family, but they can't see the pain I'm suffering. The pressure from my classmates makes me feel like an outsider. I used to think that sharing this pain would help me feel relief, but now, I no longer have the strength to do so. I want everyone to understand that bullying is not just a joke or a form of entertainment. It's a crime that people cannot see, but its consequences are very serious. I feel like I'm drowning in negative emotions with no way out. I don't want anyone to go through what I have experienced. If you are reading this letter, remember that every word you say can make a difference. Never think that teasing and mocking are just harmless jokes. Be a true friend. Treat each other with love and respect. I decided to write this letter not to seek pity, but to make people realize that the pain I have endured can happen to anyone. I have tried, but in the end, I can't go on anymore. I hope that my story will help you understand the importance of standing against bullying. I am sorry that those I love will have to live with this pain. I love you all so much and will always be with you in spirit and heart. Goodbye, Jessica. This letter reflects Jessica's pain, despair, and her desire for people to understand the impact of bullying. It's tragic. Any misfortune can happen to anyone, especially young students who are still immature. Words can cut into the heart of each person like a knife. This suicide letter is a deep scar in the heart of all of us. It seems to never fade from the hearts of those who deliberately caused the incident, leading to a heartbreaking tragedy. Those people, when they grow up, will carry regrets for life because of the foolishness they have caused. As young people, they may not be aware of what they are doing and the responsibility they have toward the happiness of the community. A departure is not the end. There are pains that are a scar on the heart for parents every time they remember. I hope everyone will care about this issue more deeply and absolutely.